Okay, good morning class. So at this point we just wrote a class test, so this lesson will be a bit shorter. We are busy with geometry, not so. We are on page 4 of the booklet, okay? So we pass page 2, page 3. We haven't answered the page 3D, but your homework was page 4. No? Alright, so let's just wrap this up quickly. So in D, workbook page 3, we have to solve for x and y. Not so. So what can be solved first here? X. How can x be solved? Huh? Vertically opposite. So x equal to 34 degrees because it's vertically opposite. Okay. You all agree with that? I'm going to solve for y. 34 yes? Plus y? Plus 34? Equals 180. How do we know this is 34? So that's also an x. Can you see that, people? Or you could have said y plus 34 plus 34. So that was also angles on the straight line. Not so? So either way you go, you can get the mark for it, the full mark for it. Right? So we're going to say 34 plus y plus 34 is equal to 180. Y? Straight line. So y is equal to 180 minus 34 minus 34, which is 68, yes? And 180 minus 68? 112. Sorry? Is that right? Yes. Listen. You get the sum wrong? Sorry? No. Listen, we're going to do each and every sum in this booklet. So if I move on to page, give you homework for page 5 and I haven't marked page 4 yet, then it should have been done because page 3 was homework of the previous day, not so? So the previous day's homework wasn't done. Page 3 is then of the previous day. Yeah, okay. Do all your homework, no? I don't want it to affect you in your geometry in the long run. Okay? Okay. So we're looking, we did this one here already? No, we didn't. I just started off. No? We know that angles around a point adds up to 360 degrees, also known as revolution. Okay. So x is equal to 360 degrees minus 47 minus 75 minus 115. So it's 360 minus 47. So that's going to give you 35, 31, 313 minus 75 to 77. You all agree with that? Minus 115 gives us 2, 6, 162. Is that correct? Who agrees with that? Okay, so what's the final answer? You all agree with 277. Okay? That is very large. Okay, let me just do it, okay? Okay, just hang on. 360 minus 47. So that becomes 35. So it's 31, 313. Minus 75. So let's take 1 away, so it's 30. So it's going to be 23. Just see something quickly. Okay, so it's going to be 31. So it's 8. No? Minus 115. So it's going to be 3. 123. Who got 123? Nobody. Right, let me just check where I'm going wrong. So it's 360 degrees minus 47. 313 minus 75. 238 minus 115. Oh, it's 155, not 115. It's my mistake. Alright. So that's going to give you 3. Take 1. So it's 13, 12, 7, 8, 83. Who got 83? Nice. Thank you. Sorry about that. Okay. Next one, B, on work on page 4. So how are we going to solve for x here? So x plus 1. So it's x plus 78 plus 200 equals 360. Why? Revolution. Or you can say angles around a point. So we know that all the angles around a point adds up to 360 degrees. So you can either say revolution or you can say angles around a point. Understand, Mika? Right? So what do we say now? X plus x equals 360 degrees minus 200 minus 78. So it's going to be 2x is equal to 360 minus 200 is 160. 160 minus 78. So it becomes 15, carry 1. So it's 2. It's going to give you 8. 82. Divided by 2 gives you 42. All okay with that? Sorry, how do we answer the next one? Help us here. What can you solve here straight away? Huh? X, how are you going to solve for x? X is x plus, just hang on. She's saying x plus x, with this x. No, how are you going to work out? That can't work. This x and that x. How are you going to work that out here? Or what are you going to say thereafter? Be shorting the a. The a needs to be, you need a value for it first. Can't we just say x plus 90 plus 45 equals 180? Why? Straight line? Not so? Or I could have said x plus 2x plus 45 equals 180y? Straight line? Can you see that, people? So any way you go, it will work out. Okay? Or you could have calculated a first. No? We'll agree with that. So I'm going to say 45 plus 2x plus x equals 180. Why? Straight line. So we're going to take 45 over, so it's 2x plus x equals 180 minus 45. So what's 2x plus x? 3x. What is 180 minus 45? 135. So what do I do now? Divide by 3 both sides. So x is equal to 45. Okay. How are you going to solve for a? A is vertically opposite. Can you see that, people? There are two straight lines. The vertically opposite angles are equal. So A is equal to 45. Why? Vertically opposite. Okay? Any confusion here? We're still on page 4, correct? So let me know when we move from to the next page, okay? Right. How are we going to solve D? Mika, let's hear from you. Since you're busy, your hands is up for reading. Your hands was up, it was on your nose. Right. Anyone? Yes? X, yes? X is equal to 40y. Huh? Vertically opposite. Yes. These are two straight lines. Those lines are vertically opposite. Not so? So we say x is equal to 40 degrees. Why it is vertically opposite. As you can see, people, what do you notice? I'm populating the diagram. Can you see that? Whatever I've calculated or determined at that point, I put it on the diagram. Okay? So in future calculation, I can just see, okay, I've got that already. What else can be calculated at this point? Y can be calculated. How? Angles in a straight line. I can go with 3y plus y plus 40 equals 180 straight line. Or I could have said y plus 3y plus 40 equals 180. Why? Straight line. You see that, people? So let's go. Y plus 3y plus 40 equals 180 degrees. Angles on a straight line. So what do we do now? Y plus 3y is 4y. They get 40 over. So 4y is equal to, how do I get y in its own? Divided by 4 both sides. So y is equal to 35. Okay, so that is 35. And this is 3 times 35, which is 105. Not so? Okay, if needed. So I'm going to calculate Z. Z is? I'm going to calculate Z. Angles on a straight line. So Z plus 40 equals 180. Either like that or like that. Can you see there's also a straight line in the involving Z? Or how else could I have worked it out? Wait, I made a mistake here somewhere. Huh? Because Z works out to be 140. Is 35 correct? You got 140 divided by 370 is 35. But why am I not getting Z to be? You see here? Oh, yes. You see here? But I was confusing myself as I thought that's going to be vertically opposite. Can you see? But that's not the case. Okay. So it is correct. I am right. Okay. So what do we say? 40 degrees plus Z equals 180. Why? Angles on the straight. So Z is equal to 180 minus 40, which is 140. Alright, you guys got it? Right. Don't lose it, okay? Let's take this off here. So we've got Y to be 35 there. Still on page 4. Yeah, this is page 5, no? So I would like to do E first. Blessing, yes. You blessing, aren't you blessing? Yes, I'm listening. Talk to me.
It's x plus x plus 80 plus 80 is equal to 180.
X plus 80 is equal to 180. Yes, why? Angle to the straight. Absolutely. You all agree with that? Yeah? Angles on a straight line. So it's x plus 80 equals 180. Angles on the straight line. Right? So solve for x, let's see.
So it's x plus x
X plus x, yes?
equals 180
Equals
minus
180 minus 8. So x plus x is?
2x.
Yeah, equals? 100, yes. So x works out to be? You all agree with that? Nice. So how are you going to solve for y? You can say y plus 80 equals? Or you could have said y plus 80 plus 80 plus 50 plus 50 equals 360. Okay, but why didn't I do that? Because that's easier just to work with with those two angles on a straight line. Okay? So I say y plus 80 equals 180. Reason? Straight line. So y is equal to 180 minus 80, which is 100 degrees. Okay? Any confusion? Any questions pertaining to the diagram? No? Right, now remember when we spoke about this diagram here on the chalkboard on the side, we spoke about which type of angles? Corresponding angles, not so? So we see the corresponding angles forms what letter? The if. Can you see that? So if it forms the F, it is called corresponding angle. But the condition when corresponding angles are equal has to be met that the lines has to be parallel. So if we look at this diagram here, you say that A, B, C, D, E. You see angle A1 and D1. Those angles are corresponding, not so. But do you think that angles will be equal if I measure it? No. When will it be equal? When the lines are parallel. That's the only time the corresponding angles will be equal. You see, those angles are still corresponding. It's still forming the F there. Not so. But they are not equal. Only time corresponding angles will be equal if the lines are parallel. Okay. So let's answer this question here quickly. This is the workbook on page 5. Workbook page 5. Can you all see that if being formed there? Yes, Michael?
So are parallel lines just lines that are opposite each other?
No. Because these lines are opposite each other. Are they parallel? No. She's asking, is parallel lines or lines that is opposite each other? What are parallel lines? It's lines, yes? Straight lines? That are equidistant at any given point. But the shortest distance taken between the lines or the perpendicular distance are the same at any given point. So, if we look at these lines here, that line here, and this line, are those lines parallel? Yes. So that distance there, the same as this distance there, the same as this distance. So those lines are actually parallel. And the parallel lines are marked with those arrows there. Can you see here? I marked it on this diagram as well. So if you got these lines here, even that line is parallel, and that line is parallel, and that line is parallel. Can you see that? So sometimes it's marked with 1, sometimes it's marked with 2, sometimes marked with 3, sometimes marked with whatever amount you want. Okay? However, if you see these lines are given parallel, and you got the line going like that and like that, then you won't have 2 arrows going through all of the lines, so 1 arrow go. That is to indicate that this line is parallel to that line. Can you see that? Whilst this line here is parallel to that line. So 1 arrow with 1 arrow means you say that those lines are parallel, those set of lines are parallel. Whilst there's 2 arrows going through there, so those lines are being parallel. Make sense? Yes, Michael?
Do they have to be the same length?
No. Does not have to be the same length. Because if you got this line here, and you got this line going through like that, of different lengths, it still can be parallel, with the corresponding angle still being equal. Okay. Anything else? Any other confusion? No? Okay, so do you all see the F being formed there? You see here? The F is lying like that. Not so? And those lines are most parallel. You see, if you're going to have the F lying like that, those lines will be parallel. The F is lying like that, those lines will be parallel. The F is lying like that, those lines are parallel. And so on and so on. Can you all see that, people? Then if that is the case, that angle is equal to that angle. That angle is equal to that angle. This angle is equal to that angle. Can you see that, people? So what can we say here at this point? What can we say at this? What can we conclude at this point? That A is equal to 150 degrees. The reason is corresponding. C-O-R-R. As you can see, the word is corresponding. The abbreviation of that is C-O-R-R dot. Abbreviation for corresponding. Corresponding angles. That's the abbreviation for angles. Corresponding angles are equal. And when we use corresponding, the reason for corresponding, we must say which lines are parallel. Again, if we're going to use the theorem is the reason. No? If you hear me say theorem is a mathematical proof that was proven. So if we use the theorem or the reason, corresponding angles, we must add which lines are parallel. So which lines are parallel here? PQ is parallel to RX. And that is your mathematical, what's the name there for? Parallel lines. Okay? Your sign, your mathematical forgetting now. Okay, it's that 2 lines going down is the indication of the lines that are parallel. Okay? And there the answer is, the sum is answered. Okay? Now I want you guys to answer B quickly. Let's answer. So let's do B quickly. Answer for me diagram B and diagram C. Morning. Yes. How many you want? Okay, you guys are sorted? Okay. Thank you. Okay. So what is B equal to? 100 degrees. You all see the F being formed there? So those angles are equal. What is your reason? Corresponding angles with AB being parallel to DE. Okay. Any confusion there? You could have said that BA is parallel to CE or EC, the same. DE is. My mistake? DE or ED is the same thing. Okay. Of course, if you had written CE, you would have lost the mark. Okay. Do you see quickly? Sorry? B and C. So how are you going to do C? C is equal to 90. Why? Yes, C is 90. It's a right angle. How do you get that? You're saying corresponding. There's the F. There's no angle here. Or, okay, you're saying no. Okay. There's the F. Yes?
In our books, they show the right angle but they didn't see.
Sorry? Is this 90?
Yes.
So it's facing this way.
Yes.
Let me see. Oh, the 90 is there.
Yes.
I got the old diagram. Okay. So this is actually here. Okay. So what can we say? The F is being formed there, not so? So C is equal to 90 degrees. Reason? Corresponding angles with LM being parallel to? Nice.
Good morning. Can I please have your attention for notices? Shanika Griffith and Melissa Pulingani. Can you please report to the office? Shanika Griffith and Melissa Pulingani. Please report to the office. Thank you.
Alright, so listen. For homework, I would like you guys to complete page 5 and page 6 of the module, okay? So before we carry on for that, or before we break for our lesson for today, I want you guys to know the following. What do you notice about this angle here and this angle here? Did you notice? They're equal, not so? And what did you know? What did you notice about this angle and this angle here? They're also equal. Can you see that? So here we can say that angle 3 is equal to angle 8. Can you see that? Angle 3 is equal to angle 8. And angle 4 is equal to angle 0. Why? We'll talk about that tomorrow. Okay. People, enjoy the rest of your day. Good morning, class.